Yashar, Jasher, chapter 59. And these are the names of the sons of Yisrael who dwelt in Mitzrayim, who had come with Yaakov, all the sons of Yaakov that came to Mitzrayim, every man with his household. The children of Leah were Reuven, Shimon, Levi, Yehudah, Yissaschar, and Zebulun, and their sister Dinah. And the sons of Rachel were Yoseph and Binyamin. And the sons of Zilpah, the female servant of Leah, were Gad and Asher. The sons of Bilhah, the female servant of Rachel, were Dan and Naphtali. And these were their offspring that were born to them in the land of Canaan, before they came to Mitzrayim with their father Yaakov. The sons of Reuven were Hanoch, Palu, Hezron, and Carmi. And the sons of Shimon were Yemuel, Yamin, Ohad, Yachin, Zohar, and Shaul, son of the Canaanite woman. And the children of Levi were Gershon, Kahath, and Merari, and their sister Yocheved, who was born to them in their going down to Mitzrayim. And the sons of Yehudah were Onan, Shelach, Perez, and Zerach. And and Onan died in the land of Canaan, and the sons of Perez were Hezron and Hamul. And the sons of Yissaschar were Tola, Puah, Eov, and Shamaron. And the sons of Zebulun were Sered, Elon, and Yachleel. And the son of Dan was Hushim. And the sons of Naphtali were Yachseel, Guni, Yezer, and Shelem. And the sons of Gad were Zephon, Chagi, Shuni, Ezbon, Eri, Arodi, and Ereli. And the children of Asher were Yimna, Yeshua, Yeshwi, Beriah, and their sister Serach. And the sons of Beriah were Heber and Malchiel. And the sons of Benjamin were Bela, Becher, Ashbel, Gera, Naaman, Achi, Rosh, Mupim, Chupim, and Ard. And the sons of Yoseph that were born to him in Mitzrayim were Manasseh and Ephraim. And all the beans that went out from the loins of Yaakov were 70 beans. These are they who came with Yaakov their father to Mitzrayim to dwell there. And Yoseph and all his brothers dwelt safely in Mitzrayim, and they ate of the best of Mitzrayim all the days of the life of Yoseph. And Yoseph lived in the land of Mitzrayim 93 years, and Yoseph reigned over all Mitzrayim 80 years. And when the days of Yoseph drew near that he should die, he sent and called for his brothers and all his father's household, and they all came together and sat before him. And Yoseph said to his brothers and to the whole of his father's household, See, I die, and Elohim will indeed visit you and bring you up from this land to the land which he swore to your fathers to give to them. And it shall be when Elohim shall visit you to bring you up from here to the land of your fathers, then bring up my bones with you from here. And Yoseph made the sons of Yisrael swear for their seed after them, saying, Elohim will indeed visit you, and you shall bring up my bones with you from here. And it came to be after this that Yoseph died in that year, the 71st year of the Israelites going down to Mitzrayim. And Yoseph was 110 years old when he died in the land of Mitzrayim. And all his brothers and all his servants rose up, and they embalmed Yoseph, as was their custom. And his brothers and all Mitzrayim mourned over him for 70 days. And they put Yoseph in a coffin filled with spices and all kinds of perfume, and they buried him by the side of the river that is Shihor. And his sons and all his brothers and the whole of his father's household made a 7 days mourning for him. And it came to be after the death of Yoseph, in those days all the Mitzrites began to rule over the children of Yisrael. And Pharaoh, sovereign of Mitzrayim, who reigned in his father's place, took all the laws of the Mitzrayim and brought the whole reign of Mitzrayim under his counsel, and he reigned safely over his people. Yashar, Jasher, chapter 60. And when the turn of the year, being the 72nd year from the Israelites going down to Mitzrayim after the death of Yoseph, Tsepho, son of Eliphaz, son of ʔsaw, fled from Mitzrayim, he and his men, and they went away. And he came to Aphrika, which is Din Havah, to Angêas, sovereign of Aphrika. And Angêas received them with great honor, and he made Tsepho the commander of his army. And Tsepho found favor in the sight of Angêas and in the sight of his people. And Tsepho was captain of the army to Angêas, sovereign of Aphrika, for many days. And Tsepho enticed Angêas, sovereign of Aphrika, to gather all his army to go and fight against the Mitzrites, and with the sons of Yaakov, and to avenge of them the cause of his brothers. But Angêas would not listen to Tsepho to do this matter, for Angêas knew the strength of the sons of Yaakov, and what they had done to his army in their battle with the children of Maesaw. And Tsepho was in those days very great in the sight of Angêas and in the sight of all his people, and he continually enticed them to fight against Mitzrayim, but they would not. And it came to be in those days, there was in the land of the Ḥittites a man in the city of Puzimna, whose name was Uzu, and he came to be abominably worshipped by the children of the Ḥittites. And the man died and had no son, only one daughter whose name was Yaniah. And the maiden was exceedingly good-looking, fair of form, and intelligent. There was none seen like her for good looks and wisdom throughout the land. And the people of Angêas, sovereign of Aphrika, saw her, and they came and praised her to him. And Angêas sent to the children of the Ḥittites, and he requested to take her for himself as a wife. And the people of the Ḥittites consented to give her to him for a wife. And when the messengers of Angêas were going out from the land of the Ḥittites to take their journey, see, the messengers of Turnus, sovereign of Bibentu, came to the Ḥittites, for Turnus, sovereign of Bibentu, also sent his messengers to request Yaniah for him, to take to himself for a wife, for all his men had also praised her to him, therefore he sent all his servants to her. And the servants of Turnus came to the Ḥittites, and they asked for Yaniah to be taken to Turnus, their sovereign, for a wife. And the people of the Ḥittites said to them, "We cannot give her, because Angêas, sovereign of Aphrika, desired her to take her to him for a wife before you came, and that we should give her to him. And now therefore we cannot do this matter to deprive Angêas of the maiden in order to give her to Turnus, for we are greatly afraid of Angêas, lest he come in battle against us and destroy us, and Turnus your master will not be able to deliver us from his hand." And when the messengers of Turnus heard all the words of the children of the Ḥittites, they turned back to their master and told him all the words of the children of the Ḥittites. And the children of the Ḥittites sent a record to Angêas, saying, "Behold, Turnus has sent for Yaniah to take her to him for a wife, and thus have we answered him. And we heard that he has gathered his whole army to go to battle against you, and he intends to pass by the way of Sardunia to fight against your brother Lucas, and after that he will come to fight against you." And Angêas heard the words of the children of the Ḥittites, which they sent to him in the record, and his wrath was kindled, and he rose up and assembled his whole army, and came through the islands of the sea, the way to Sardunia, to his brother Lucas, sovereign over Sardunia. And Niblos, son of Lucas, heard that his uncle Angêas was coming, and he went out to meet him with a great army, and he kissed him and embraced him. And Niblos said to Angêas, "When you ask my father after his welfare, when I shall go with you to fight against Turnus, ask of him to make me commander of his army." And Angêas did so, and he came to his brother, and his brother came to meet him, and he asked him after his welfare. And Angêas asked his brother Lucas after his welfare, and to make his son Niblos commander of his army. And Lucas did so, and Angêas and his brother Lucas rose up, and they went toward Turnus to battle. And there was with them a great army and a mighty people. And he came in ships, and they came into the province of Ashtarosh, and see, Turnus came toward them, for he went out to Sardunia, and intended to destroy it, and afterward to pass on from there to Angêas to fight against him. And Angêas and Lucas his brother met Turnus in the valley of Canopia, and the battle was strong and mighty between them in that place. And the battle was fierce upon Lucas, sovereign of Sardunia, and all his army fell, and Niblos his son also fell in that battle. And his uncle Angêas commanded his servants, and they made a golden coffin for Niblos, and they put him into it. And Angêas again waged battle toward Turnus, but Angêas was stronger than he, and he slew him, and he smote all his people with the edge of the sword. And Angêas avenged the cause of Niblos, his brother's son, and the cause of the army of his brother Lucas. And when Turnus died, the hands of those that survived the battle became weak, and they fled from before Angêas and Lucas his brother. And Angêas and his brother Lucas pursued them to the highway which is between Alphanu and Roma, and they slew the whole army of Turnus with the edge of the sword. And Lucas, sovereign of Sardunia, commanded his servants that they should make a coffin of brass, and that they should place the body of his son Niblos in it, and they buried him in that place. And they built a high tower upon it there on the highway, and they called its name after the name of Niblos to this day. And they also buried Turnus, sovereign of Bibentu, there in that place with Niblos. And see, on the highway between Alphanu and Roma, the grave of Niblos is on one side, and the grave of Turnus on the other, and a pavement between them to this day. And when Niblos was buried, Lucas his father returned with his army to his land Sardunia, and Angêas his brother, sovereign of Aphrika, went with his people to the city of Bibentu, that is the city of Turnus. And the inhabitants of Bibentu heard of his fame, and they were greatly afraid of him, and they went out to meet him with weeping and supplication. And the inhabitants of Bibentu begged Angêas not to slay them nor destroy their city. And so he did, for Bibentu was in those days reckoned as one of the cities of the children of the Ḥittites. Therefore he did not destroy the city. But from then onward, the companies of the sovereign of Aphrika would go to the Ḥittites to spoil and plunder it, and whenever they went, Tsepho, the captain of the army of Angêas, would go with them. And it came to be after this that Angêas turned with his army, and they came to the city of Puzimna. And Angêas took from there Yania, the daughter of Uzu, for a wife, and brought her to his city to Aphrika. Yashar, Jasher, chapter 61. And it came to be at that time, Pharaoh, sovereign of Mitzrayim, commanded all his people to make a strong palace for him in Mitzrayim. And he also commanded the sons of Yaakov to assist the Mitzrites in the building. And the Mitzrites made an attractive and elegant palace for a royal dwelling. And he dwelt in it, and he renewed his reign, and he reigned safely. And Zebulun, son of Yaakov, died in that year. That is the 72nd year of the going down of the Israelites to Mitzrayim. And Zebulun died 114 years old, and was put into a coffin and given into the hands of his children. And in the 75th year his brother Shimon died, and he was 120 years old at his death, and he was also put into a coffin and given into the hands of his children. And Tsepho, son of Eliphaz, son of ʔsaw, captain of the army to Angêas, sovereign of Dinhavah, was still daily enticing Angêas to prepare for battle to fight against the sons of Yaakov in Mitzrayim. But Angêas was unwilling to do this matter, for his servants had related to him all the might of the sons of Yaakov, what they had done to them in their battle with the children of ʔsaw. And in those days Tsepho was daily enticing Angêas to fight against the sons of Yaakov in those days. And after some time Angêas listened to the words of Tsepho, and consented to him to fight against the sons of Yaakov in Mitzrayim. And Angêas got all his people in order, a people numerous as the sand which is upon the seashore, and he formed his resolve to go to Mitzrayim to battle. And among the servants of Angêas was a young man, 15 years old. Bilam, son of Beor, was his name, and the young man was very wise, and understood the art of witchcraft. And Angêas said to Bilam, "Please divine for us with the witchcraft, that we may know who will prevail in this battle to which we are now proceeding." And Bilam ordered that they should bring him wax, and he made from it the likeness of chariots and horsemen representing the army of Angêas and the army of Mitzrayim. And he put them in the skillfully prepared waters that he had for that purpose. And he took in his hand the branches of myrtle trees, and he exercised his skill, and he cast spells over the water. And there appeared to him in the water the resembling images of the armies of Angêas, falling before the resembling images of the Mitzrites and the sons of Yaakov. And Bilam told this matter to Angêas, and Angêas despaired, and did not arm himself to go down to Mitzrayim to battle, but remained in his city. And when Tsepho son of Eliphaz saw that Angêas despaired of going out to battle with the Mitzrites, Tsepho fled from Angêas from Aphrika, and he went and came to the Ḥittites. And all the people of the Ḥittites received him with great honor, and they hired him to fight their battles all the days. And Tsepho became exceedingly rich in those days, and the companies of the sovereign of Aphrika spread themselves further in those days. And the children of the Ḥittites assembled and went to Mount Kuptisia, because of the companies of Angêas, sovereign of Aphrika, who were advancing on them. And it came to be one day that Tsepho lost a young heifer, and he went to seek it, and he heard it lowing round about the mountain. And Tsepho went, and he looked, and see, there was a large cave at the bottom of the mountain, and there was a great stone there at the entrance of the cave. And Tsepho split the stone, and he came into the cave, and he looked, and see, a large beast was devouring the ox. From the middle upward it resembled a man, and from the middle downward it resembled a beast. And Tsepho rose up against the beast and slew it with his swords. And the inhabitants of the Ḥittites heard of this matter, and they rejoiced exceedingly, and they said, "What shall we do to this man who has slain this beast that devoured our cattle?" And they all assembled to qadosh one day in the year to him, and they called the name of it Tsepho, after his name. And they brought to him drink offerings year after year on that day, and they brought gifts to him. At that time, Yaniah, the daughter of Uzu, wife of sovereign Angêas, became ill, and her illness was heavily felt by Angêas and his officers. And Angêas said to his wise men, "What shall I do to Yaniah, and how shall I heal her from her illness?" And his wise men said to him, "Because the air of our country is not like the air of the land of the Ḥittites, and our water is not like their water, therefore from this has the sovereigness become ill. For through the change of air and water she became ill, and also because in her country she drank only the water which came from Perma, which her ancestors had brought up with bridges." And Angêas commanded his servants, and they brought to him in vessels of the waters of Perma belonging to the Ḥittites, and they weighed those waters with all the waters of the land of Aphrika, and they found those waters lighter than the waters of Aphrika. And Angêas saw this matter, and he commanded all his officers to assemble the hewers of stone in thousands and tens of thousands, and they hewed stone without number. And the builders came, and they built an exceedingly strong bridge, and they brought the spring of water from the land of the Ḥittites to Aphrika, and those waters were for Yaniah the sovereigness, and for all her concerns, to drink from, and to bake, wash, and bathe, and also to water all seed from which food can be obtained, and all fruit of the ground. And the sovereign commanded that they should bring the soil of the Ḥittites in large ships, and they also brought stones to build. And the builders built palaces for Yaniah the sovereigness, and the sovereigness became healed of her illness. And at the turn of the year, the companies of Aphrika continued coming to the land of the Ḥittites to plunder as usual. And Tsepho son of Eliphaz heard their report, and he gave orders concerning them, and he fought with them, and they fled before him, and he delivered the land of the Ḥittites from them. And the children of the Ḥittites saw the might of Tsepho, and the children of the Ḥittites resolved, and they made Tsepho sovereign over them, and he became sovereign over them. And while he reigned, they went to subdue the children of Tuval, and all the surrounding islands. And their sovereign Tsepho went at their head, and they fought against Tuval and the islands, and they subdued them. And when they returned from the battle, they renewed his reign for him. And they built for him a very large palace for his royal dwelling and throne. And they made a large throne for him. And Tsepho reigned over the whole land of the Ḥittites, and over the land of Italia 50 years.